So yes, I shall get started. So thank you everyone for joining me today. It's another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. My name is Michael Smith, the National Consumer Education Manager of Janome, Canada. And yes, welcome to my palatial estate, as Tanya says, for another big reveal. Ooh, what machine will it be? Well, I'm going to tip the camera again. So... Oh, that's wonderful to hear, Sandra. I'm glad this makes you happy. It certainly makes me happy, too. And I'm going to flip the camera. And, ooh, there we go. Turn on this light overhead so we can really see what we're doing. So, yes, what is our machine today? Tanya's beautiful artwork, as always. Tanya, I miss you, too. And Celine misses Tanya. Again, we love to share the Janome love with each other. So, yes, but again, thankfully, technology can keep us together one way or the other. So, yes, today is Janome Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Ooh, what will it be? What will it be? Ooh, there's a little sneak peek. You can see a little bit of the machine. It is one of, again, I love all Janome machines, but wow, when I saw this one, I really fell in love with it. And it is, ooh, the fabulous Janome HD9. I have to pull it back because it's a nice big machine, a nice sturdy big machine. Yes, the HD9 stands for heavy duty, which it definitely is. 9 refers to the 9 inches from the right of the needle here is 9 inches, so nice big throat space, 6 inches tall, so lots of room to, again, roll up your project if need be. Great for quilting. All metal base, much like our 6700P that I talked about last week. Again, this is all metal base. There is the, as usual, cast aluminum skeleton on the inside, and then again all the pretty pieces are added to it. But a very good sturdy machine. It is the most industrial-like machine that Janome has. Now again, Janome does not manufacture these machines for commercial use. They really are intended for, you know, in-home use, but sneak around a few dry cleaners and you may see, and alteration shops, and you may see, oh, the predecessor, the 1600P and the HD9 in there, because again, they're good, heavy-duty, very industrial-like machines. When I studied fashion design, again, 25 years ago that I graduated, these were very similar to the machines that we used there. They were big, heavy industrial machines. This one is very sturdy. I wouldn't say that it's so heavy. I mean, I can lift it, but again, very solid and very fast. Again, the 1600P was the predecessor, so that is 1600 stitches per minute. The HD9 is also 1600 stitches per minute. So the fastest in the Janome line, just shy of the long arm machines. You know, our Quiltmaker Pro 16 is 1800 stitches per minute, and Quiltmaker Pro, Quiltmaker Pro 16 is 1800 stitches per minute, and Quiltmaker Pro 18 is 2200 stitches per minute. It's a lot of numbers to remember. Ah, lovely. And Mala Kersey is here. Hello, it's great to see you. Oh, and Cindy is here. Lovely. Hello. Thank you for joining me. So, yes, excellent heavy-duty machines. Now, it is a straight stitch. We say straight stitch only, but there's a lot this machine can do. But yeah, no decorative stitches, no zigzag. It's straight stitch. So, but very fabulous features. This one, the HD9 versus its predecessor, 1600P. Oh, lighting was one of the improvements. Ooh, there, as I turned it on, nice bright LED lighting. So that was one of the improvements. And this whole new threading guide. This is the heavyweight thread guide. It's a really cool system. Now, again, for when you want to use thicker, heavier threads, when you want to sew, like heavy canvas to make like barbecue covers, or you know, chairs for boats, or boat covers, or again, so many of us are doing, you know, tote bags. That's primarily why I bought this machine. Yes, I'm very proud to say I owned this machine. You know, it's not just on loan from Janome like so many of the other machines that I talk about. This baby is mine personally, because again, when I saw this, I went, oh, I have to have it. That speed, that strength, for again, all those thicker, heavier layers, I just fell in love with. But this specifically, this heavyweight thread guide here, your manual, this is when, again, you really need your manual to then go through. It goes through all the different ways that you can thread this machine based on what kind of threads that you're using, what kind of projects you want to do. So again, all of it is explained here in your manual. So again, not to be overwhelmed at all. Everything is explained in the manual. And as I explained in last week's episode, you can go onto the janome.ca or janome.com site, scroll to the bottom where it says support, and then click on support, and then it'll say manuals, and you click on manuals to find your manual. And then you can print it out from there. I had to do that. My instruction manual is somewhere in my giant mess in my sewing room, but I couldn't find my instruction manual. So I thought, great, I can just print out a new one. So again, you can always get your manual. Great resource for lots of information. So make sure you check out your manual, and specifically how to thread it up for when you want to use, thicker threads like a 30 weight or 20 weight, even a 12 weight and up. You know, the smaller the number, the thicker the thread. So again, you can use a variety of threads on this machine. And again, we've got this improved heavyweight thread guide. Now, more information about this thread guide in particular, and about the HD9 in general. JP Alfano, maybe you know him from the Janome Sewing Machines page. He is one of their Janome makers. You know, in Canada we call them artisans, but in America they're Janome makers. So JP did some presentations on the HD9 on the Janome Sewing Machines Facebook page. So you can go there to review, and JP walks you through the whole machine, and specifically, again, how to thread up for those heavier threads. He does a lot of beautiful leather work, so you can check out his gorgeous samples and what you can make on this machine. And again, I have such a limited time, so there's only so much I can show, but this will be a good overview, I hope. So yes, HD9 comes with a lot of fabulous goodies. Oh, there is a knee lifter there, which is great to plug in here, so you can raise and lower your presser foot that way for hands-free sewing, so that's wonderful. It does have the included telescoping thread stand here, much like our 6700P, and you know, the long arm machines. All industrial machines have this telescoping thread stand. They have the vertical spool pins at the back, again, which is optimum thread delivery for really high speed, heavy duty sewing. And they include here the cone adapter, so you can use big cones of thread as well. And even though the thread net for when you want to use like little cones, little spools of thread, here's some of that beautiful Madeira metallic thread I love. And then sometimes with these metallic threads or some slipperier threads, you know, they just want to puddle around the spool, so, or the cone. So that's why having this thread net really helps, that it stops that puddling from the thread around the bottom of the spool, and then this way it just feeds off the top, so it feeds more evenly and consistently. So that's great. That's all included. Your little spool cap here, cute little accessory box. Oh yes, there's a vial of oil included, good quality sewing machine oil. You don't want to use, you know, motor oil or vegetable oil or anything like that. And then you can get more of the sewing machine oil from your Janome dealer. Janome actually has Janome branded sewing machine oil. So that's available from your Janome dealer. And again, follow the instructions in your manual to say how to oil this machine. And again, because it is so heavy duty, then yes, we've got a lot of moving metal parts. So it suggests oiling it, and again, goes through the manual on when and how to do that. You know, your tools, your little brush to clean out your bobbin area. Ooh, and speaking of bobbins, look at these gorgeous metal bobbins. Now, typically, and again, in most Janome machines, we do not use metal bobbins, but the HD9, being a very heavy duty, very fast, high speed, straight stitch machine, it has the oscillating hook, which is the vertical hook. And I talked about the differences of the rotary hook, which is horizontal, which the majority of our machines are. I talked about the differences between rotary hook and oscillating hook. In the very first episode of Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour, when I showed my 28-year-old machine, which coincidentally is the predecessor of the HD Heavy Duty 1000. That also has the oscillating hook with the metal bobbins and a separate bobbin case, a metal bobbin case. So that's when it's okay to use metal bobbins. We don't want to use metal bobbins in the rotary hook that's like the lay-in kind. Now, these bobbins we're not going to use for any other machine. You know, normally Janome bobbins, you can use them in all machines, but this HD9, one improvement over this 1600p was this bobbin is 1.4 times bigger than this is our average Janome bobbin, our blue bobbin. Do you know you can get the fabulous Janome J bobbins? Oh, we've got them in clear, of course, but we've got them in blue and the cherry blossom pink, and now we have them in red. So you can order those from your Janome dealer. But yes, when I lay that on top of the other, oh, I hope you can see that that little blue bobbin is, again, it's smaller. The big metal bobbins here for the HD9 are, again, 1.4 times bigger. So you can wind more thread on your bobbins, or again, if you're using thicker thread, you can have more thread on your bobbins so you're not winding and changing as much. So that's good. Again, the bobbins are a little bit thinner than our regular Janome J plastic bobbins here. So again, these bobbins you're not going to use in any other machine but this HD9. They're similar to the long arm, the Quiltmaker Pro 16 or Quiltmaker Pro 18 or the Artistic Quilter sit-down machine. These are similar bobbins, but those are slightly bigger still than these. So again, don't get them confused. But yes, also that comes with your machine. Oh, this beautiful rolled hem foot. Because yes, you can use this machine again for bag making, of course, and all your, again, barbecue covers and your slip covers for your patio furniture, but you can also use this for garment sewing, as many, many people do. And yes, this rolled hem foot comes included. And you'll see that by this foot, then the feet for the HD9 are not snap-in feet the way, or snap-on feet the way most of our Janome machines are the snap-in, you know, presser foot. These, they actually come mounted all in one piece, in one shaft, and that again accommodates for that high-speed sewing, so there's no, you know, vibration, and the accuracy is dead on. So that's great. Now, speaking of that beautiful rolled hem, oh yes, we can use this machine for so many different fabrics. And how about this beautiful lightweight, you know, chiffon and organdy, and check out that, ooh, check out that rolled hem. Like, how gorgeous is that? Now, and again, how delicate. So even if you think, oh, this machine is so heavy duty, I can't use something so delicate. Oh, yes, you can. The machine is so versatile. Now, I demoed the, this is typically the D foot, the rolled hem foot. Then I demoed that on A to Z with Janome, our first Janome HQ Instagram series that again is now on the Janome HQ YouTube channel. So you can go back and review that episode. It was the D episode for rolled hem. The machine comes with a pack of needles, which I'll get into in just a minute, because you want to use very specific needles, these HL times 5 needles. And again, I'll get into those significance in just a minute. But yes, very simple to operate. That we've got, this is our stitch length dial, so we can turn it down or turn it up to do a big long basting stitch. We've got our reverse here, thread cutters, which are wonderful. Now, the machine does come with the extra big foot pedal, but there is, just like the 6700 and 6650, there's a little port back here to the side there that we could plug in the remote thread cutter. And with your big extra large foot pedal, you can get this. So here's your big extra large foot pedal that the machine comes with. But then you can get this metal bracket that will screw on to the bottom of your big extra large foot pedal here. And then you could also get this little remote thread cutter. So this will plug into the side of the machine, and this way you can cut your threads with your foot. You don't have to reach up and hit the scissor button, but you can again trim your threads one way or the other. Now this is an optional accessory, this is an upgrade, so at least you've got the scissors included here, but again for future purchases that's available too. So again, lots of versatility with this machine. So yes, we go through, we've got a separate bobbin winder. So yes, when we wind our bobbins, again, we've got the extra spool pin here so we can wind our bobbins while we're sewing. So that's a wonderful feature. And of course, things like, oh, needle up and down, I love. Speed control, yes, because this machine, again, is very fast, of 1600 stitches per minute, but then you can always turn it down with the speed control. So why I fell in love with this machine? Oh, because I'm always in a hurry and I always seem to have to do everything so quickly. So when I put my foot down here, and again, I've got a nice narrow foot as well. This is a perfect 1/4 inch foot, which is great, but look at that, like away it goes. So when I saw this at a show, I was working with one of our fabulous Janome dealers and went, oh my gosh, look at that. So fabulous. So when you think, oh yes, when am I going to use this? Well, included in your machine is this cloth guide. I absolutely love it. Now, a number of our machines come included with this cloth guide, but then you can also get this cloth guide separately from your Janome dealer. So when I want to do, oh, let's say I'm going to do, oh, my big long piecing. I'm a quilter and I'm doing my piecing. So I can put my cloth guide right up against my foot for that 1/4 inch seam, and I get my strip way back here like this. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. This is why, Tanya, I need you. There, and I swear I haven't been drinking champagne yet to celebrate the new year, but it's coming, trust me. So yeah, so then I put my strip way back here to way I get it all lined up, and then I just go to town to do my strip piecing. Like, how quick, how simple, how easy is that? No pins, no clips, no nothing. This is production garment sewing. This is how I learned to sew. I learned to sew in high school, but when I studied fashion design at college, this is what we did. We learned these industrial sewing techniques. Again, they don't use pins typically and clips and all that in the garment industry, and time is money there. So when we're talking about time is money and getting your production done as quickly as possible, you know, we're all so busy and we all have so many projects, then this is again why we turn to machines like this for that heavy duty, fast sewing with these accurate results. So this is how you can piece your, strips together, and then boom, looks beautiful. So yes, that is a great use for this machine. Or again, I said, oh, you could do some delicates as well. It doesn't have to be heavy duty. So again, there's some of my chiffon, so I can get rid of my cloth guide now, but it is adjustable. I can move it wherever. So if I was going to do, oh yes, like, you know, bridal wear, skating costumes, cosplay would be great. Again, yes, I can sew some beautiful organdy, some delicate fabric and not worry about it. Or how about the reason why I bought this machine was I was going to be doing all these big vinyl shaving bags because I travel a lot, or again, I used to travel a lot. So I always loved making all these little, shaving bags and travel bags and stuff. So I would use then the vinyl. So my metallic vinyl, again, how beautiful. Typically, I'd be sewing my seam like that, but you could sew it however you want. But again, I loved it. Went through just literally like a hot knife through butter. It was just absolutely amazing. So very simple, very easy. Do you notice I haven't adjusted a thing? I could adjust my tensions if I needed to. I can even adjust the little tensions on the bobbin case if I needed to, but so far I haven't needed to. And I can go from, again, my thin organdy to my vinyl. How about 8 layers of vinyl? So yeah, so can we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers of vinyl. Yes, that went through, no problem at all. There is an extra high presser foot lift, so that definitely helps going through all your layers. Now, typically when I'm going to go through such thick layers as well, I will adjust my stitch length. So currently I have it set, and that again we do over here. Currently I have it set through a 3, but if I'm going to go through a lot of really thick layers, like 8 layers of vinyl or denim or again leather, canvas, I might even go up as high as a 5, which again may sound like, oh, that's basting territory, that's really long, but you need that extra length to go through all that thickness. So that's a very easy adjustment there. I can adjust the pressure on my presser foot pressure if need be. My presser foot here, I can adjust that dial there. So that's good. You know, there's a side thread cutter, as always, pretty much on all Janome machines. Now, oh gee, I wish my boss Randy was watching, because Randy always says this is his way to sell a sewing machine, is because this machine is so thick, so heavy duty, and and I just ripped it myself. Oh, because it is so heavy duty. Like, look at that. I can stitch through that tissue and it's not going to rip at all. So how perfect is that? Because again of that high speed sewing, the way that this machine feeds so beautifully, it doesn't rip at all. So that is fabulous. Knit, this is a thicker, almost like a scuba knit. Some scraps left over, and again, oh, it's so fun. Just get a bunch of scraps and just play and experiment. But yes, for knits, I really liked sewing on this because it didn't stretch the knit. Now, again, depending on the stretch of your knit, but I found with this thicker, more stable knit, it didn't stretch it at all. So I was able to sew some knit samples as well, and it stitched beautifully. I didn't need to worry about adjusting anything. Now, there are several beautiful attachments that you can get with this machine as well, and I'll go over those in just a minute. But I thought this was maybe a fun demo to do, because again, I just go down, I call it going down the rabbit hole, to experiment. So when we're doing our, you know, tote bags and our thicker, heavier duty sewing, so here's some of my vinyl. So let's say we've got a layer of vinyl for a tote bag, and you know, a lot of the, you know, stiffeners for like the bottoms of the bags, or sometimes you'll use them in the sides of the bag to add shape. So that's a very thick layer as well. And then another thing that we use a lot in bag making, again, a stiffener that will give some body to the bag. So yes, with our extra high presser foot lift, I can raise the presser foot enough to get that layer through there. And then again, maybe we've got another layer of vinyl for the top of our bag, so we can get that under there and do all of our sewing. So there, I have sewn through all of those layers, no problem at all. And again, I didn't even adjust anything. So I just thought, oh, to me, that's so exciting. I find it wonderful. So again, when I mentioned, oh, there's some fabulous accessories that you can get as well to really increase the potential of this machine. This extension table. Did you know this is the same body as the 6700 and 6650? So therefore, the extension table for the 6700, and it'll fit the 6650 as well. This will fit around your fabulous HD9, so that's an option. Or the HD9 also has a really big extension table available specifically for HD9, but unfortunately I was not able to get one from our warehouse. But that's available. You can order from your Janome dealer. And then, oh yes, there's some fabulous accessory feet for things like, the ruler foot, a 1/4-inch ruler foot. Everyone wants to do ruler quilting. Well, yes, there is a ruler foot specifically for these high-speed straight stitch sewing models. So that's, again, our 1600p and our HD9. It includes a special darning plate, because a question I'm often asked is there a way to lower the feed dogs for the HD9 or the 1600p? And the answer is no, there isn't. But included in this ruler kit is a deeper darning plate. So that's going to raise the foot up higher than the feed dogs, so the feed dogs won't be in play at all. And I demoed this ruler foot, and I talked about this darning plate and showed the HD9 in the A to Z with Janome series. It was the Q episode, so you can go back again to the Janome HQ YouTube channel to review that presentation, to see that ruler foot and that extra high darning plate to, again, take the feed dogs out of play. So therefore I can do my ruler quilting, which is basically like free motion quilting, and therefore, oh yes, I can do free motion quilting on the HD9 or 1600p. These bulletins, by the way, these Janome bulletins, I've mentioned many times, you go to our Janome global site, type that in your browser, and there's a tab off to the, a menu off to the left, and it says Janome bulletins. So you click on that, and then there it gave me all the information about the 1/4-inch ruler foot, and you can see by these other feet as well, which I've also demoed on various Janome HQ Instagram presentations, that there's a ruler foot basically now for every Janome machine, including those straight stitch high speed models. So you're not left out at all. And oh yes, there's a foot like, the Ultra Glide foot. And it specifically says for DB hook models. So then you know this is for your high speed, again, HD9, 1600p. I'm still trying to find out exactly. I'm curious to know what DB hook models mean. I know, again, it's the vertical oscillating hook, the high speed hook. I don't know if DB stands for dual balance or something. Or Celine was saying, oh, maybe it's Debbie Bates, for our former head of education, Debbie Bates. So it's the Debbie Bates hook model is what you need for your high-speed machine. So this Ultra Glide needle plate is great for, again, when you're using thicker, stickier layers, some of these vinyls or like the rain slicker fabric. Ultra Glide needle plate is great for that, or Ultra Glide foot is great for that. And again, I demoed the Ultra Glide foot on the U episode of the A to Z with Janome series. So again, go back to the Janome HQ YouTube channel to review that. And then, yes, there is our ruler foot with the darning plate included. Now you can also get this darning plate separately, and the darning plate also comes with like the darning plate and the darning foot. So there's many different configurations you can get. And again, double check with your Janome dealer to get all the accessories available. And as always, check with your Janome accessories guide, available on the janome.ca website. This is, again, a concealed zipper foot. And again, it says for DB hook models. And you can see, again, these feet are all attached to the ankle, that they're not snap-in feet. And that's, again, specifically designed for the high-speed machines. So this concealed zipper foot I demoed, again, on the A to Z with Janome series. It was our Z episode, so you can see how to install a concealed zipper in that episode. And then this I thought was so cute. This is a narrow straight stitch foot, again, for our DB hook models. Now, when I have on my foot here, again, it's a perfect 1/4 inch. But I thought, I wanted to do some edge stitching, which is typically about 1/8 inch away. And you see, I even with a little permanent marker, I put a little Sharpie, I put a little gauge, again, about 1/8 of an inch away from my needle to give me that line of where I'm going to line up my fabric. Oh, I didn't know that I had a narrow straight stitch foot available, so I didn't really need to do that. So fine, I can remove that marker. But then look at this gorgeous little foot. Isn't that so cute? And again, how perfect that there is my needle in the center. And again, the edge of this foot is about 1/8 of an inch away from the needle. So this would be a great foot to use for, again, edge stitching, for any kind of like top stitching, again, on garments would be beautiful, or any kind of detail. So that is a fabulous option. So you don't need to mark up your foot with permanent marker the way I did. But again, this machine is mine, so I didn't really mind doing that so much. But then, oh yes, there's also some fabulous kits available that, again, double check with your Janome dealer, because I know these were hot commodities. So much like everything else these days. So there's a kit, heavy duty accessories for the HD9. So the leather kit has the roller foot and the ultra glide foot and an adjustable zipper foot and another pack of needles. So that's cool, all available. Now this, HD roller foot, I demoed in the, I think it was Janome's Awesome Accessory Countdown. I think it was number 12 was the HD roller foot. So again, go back to Janome HQ YouTube to see that. But this roller foot, I also wrote several Janome Life blogs. If you follow our Janome Life blog, and in the search box off to the right, type in heavy duty and heavy duty sewing, and all the posts related to heavy duty sewing will come up. And I've written some posts on this HD roller foot, as well as the heavy duty machine options in the Janome line. And yes, these needles, that the specific pack comes with this leather sewing kit, but the needles are available again separately from your Janome dealer. Now they say, very importantly, DB hook models, and on the package it says HL times 5. Now this is number 11, meaning it's a finer needle than the needles that come included in the machine are a 14, so they've got a bigger eye, and you can see they're even color coded, like our red tip needles size 14, and then our blue tip needles are size 11, so they're also color coded, so you can double check. But why these needles, these HL times 5, are important is they're specifically designed, they're thicker, beefier needles designed for the fast, heavy duty sewing, for the high speed machines. HL is a short form for a rather long German word, and I'm not even going to begin to pronounce it. I don't want to offend any Germans out there, because I do not speak German at all. But it's a very long German word, mainly meaning high speed. And then again, times 5, that they've got slightly bigger eyes. And again, that they're heavy duty, that they're beefier needles to accommodate those, again, thicker layers, and again, for those high speeds primarily. Now, they still have a flat back, though. These are not part of that HL system of identifying needles. Do you see they're still flat back needles? They're not completely round the way the long arm needles are. So you don't want to be using your Quiltmaker Pro needles in your HD9. And again, you don't want to be using your regular red tip Janome needles in your HD9. Those aren't going to perform as well as these HL times 5 needles. Those are, again, for the high-speed models. So make sure that you get those, again, available from your Janome dealer. It's always nice to have extra on hand, so I was thrilled that these kits, again, come included with the needles. So there's a leather kit available. Oh, here's a garment kit, and it has things like a velvet foot. How great is that? And straight stitch foot, adjustable seam guide, again, another pack of needles. So that's good. There's also a quilting kit, which I don't have here as well, but that's available. There's a separate walking foot available for this machine as well. So again, double check with your Janome dealer and they can order all the accessories for you. So again, when we say that the HD9 and 1600p, oh, they're straight stitch only. Well, only doesn't mean that they're limited. Again, it doesn't do decorative stitches, it doesn't do zigzag stitches, but there's a lot you can do with this machine. It's really amazing. So as always, I could continue sewing on forever because it is so fun. But that is the HD9 in a nutshell. And I'll wave to everyone. And yes, I'm going to flip the camera around. Hello, everyone. And thank you so much for joining me. I know that's a whirlwind of the HD9. Again, I could go on and talk all day because I truly love this machine. But hopefully you will, again, check with your Janome dealer. They may have some in stock. If not, I know, again, a lot of machines are still on back order, and a lot of the accessories as well may still be on back order. But please do not lose faith. Order them. I say order them. They are coming, on their way. So the good thing is, order them from your Janome dealer. They can secure the order. They know that, okay, these machines are coming, the accessories are coming, and that way, as soon as they arrive in our warehouses here, then boom, they will go out immediately to the dealers. If you, wait around a little bit, oh, I'm not sure, then you can easily, again, miss out, and then you'll have to wait even longer. So, and especially now with the pandemic still going on, and we have no clear end in sight. We don't know how long, people will be around sewing. So the main thing is get it now while you can. So thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, it's wonderful. Yes. Happy New Year to you all. And yes, everyone, please stay safe and have a wonderful New Year's. And I will be back in the new year. I'm going to continue Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour because there are so many machines. And basically, so long as I can get my hands on them, I will be presenting a different machine again every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to tune in again to the new year. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. Have a fabulous day and Happy New Year. Bye.